Hello folks, Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you DPP Revival Ubers Open. We got a mega bundle here. We got a triple header. These are all the round 9 matches that were played. The first of these round 9 series, which is a losers bracket only that we will cover, is the Strap versus Byron the Well. The Strap going by Sky Solo. So whoever loses here in any of these series are going to be out of the tournaments. And you know, this is round 9. We're getting pretty close to top 8. So, you know, that being said though, let's jump right in. So we got Tyranitar lead into a Dialga lead. Dialga could friend the Aura Sphere against Tyranitar. We gotta get rocks up here and low kicks there, so that's a bulky Dialga. Lefties is shown. And Groudon's going to be the Tyranitar switch. Tyranitar could have Focus Sash, it could be Lum, could be Custap, we don't know for sure. Latias is going to be the Groudon check here, and Groudon could potentially be KO'd by Latias or dealt a significant amount. And no, Grass Knot's not going to quite do it. And Latias is going to go down real early in this game. This could be sub SD, it could be double dance Groudon, we don't know. Dialga's got Dragon Pulse into Blissey. Blissey's gonna eat this up pretty comfortably, and Groudon's gonna be the Blissey answer here. Has to be careful of a potential Toxic, but Groudon could try to get a sub up here on the Straps' end. Not gonna happen though, and gonna get Toxic. That Groudon's on a perma timer. Blissey is at risk at being 2-hit KO potentially. Giratina Origin is going to be the pivot here from Byron against this Groudon, and Giratina Origin got threatened a huge Draco, but no, just got a Dragon Claw instead. So a physical Giratina Origin. You don't see that often, but I guess that's one way to play around Draco drops, or like, you know, special walls that think, you know, they could eat up a Draco. But Heatran's going to be, so Byron with a Sun Balance here. This Heatran could potentially be really annoying for Sky Solo's team, but the Groudon's Toxic, so if it's like Pro-Tox, so Protect plus Toxic, then this Heatran could do some work, but obviously T-Tar is always a threat, but can't come in for free, has to respect a possible Toxic. Instead, we see Earth Power here, only doing 27%, which is okay damage, but you could do a lot better than that. Low kicks again here, and might look to bring Groudon in, but no, just going to... Oh, just got instead eat a payback, so ballsy stay from Byron. Either that or Byron is okay with letting the Heatran go. More so the latter is what I would expect. And T-Tar now down to 6%. Byron is gonna have to scout for a possible Custap. But instead gonna go Groudon. I don't know about that. Maybe he doesn't have Shadow Sneak on Giratina. I would probably scout that out, but the Strap's gonna save that Tyranitar as a sacrificial piece for later. And Ho-Oh just got sub up here. Dragon Claw actually not gonna break the sub, so that is one bulky Ho-Oh. And Ho-Oh is gonna be able to keep the sub intact for now, as that Groudon's gonna go down. Giratina could have Roar, but just got Dragon Claw here. Sub will be broken up, so that is interesting. And the Ho-Oh is gonna recover there. And 43% of that Dragon Claw. But Sacred Fire could friend a burn here, will get that 50% burn. And now the Ho-Oh looks like it is in a fantastic position. And Darkrai is going to show up here, is going to threaten to sleep on Ho-Oh. And Tyranitar is going to be sacked here. So gotta prevent a Dark Void from happening, and that might be a Scarf Dialga. You could double back into Ho-Oh if you're the Strap. But just gotta let the Giratina get popped, take your Draco, take whatever damage you can get. And now this Dialga, I'm gonna swap out Byron's Dialga is gonna take out Groudon on the Straps' end. This Ho-Oh looks fantastic right now, endgame wise, even with the 50% Stealth Rock damage. Sacred Fire is there, so might have not wanted to sub there to avoid a possible Roar attempt. And Dialga looks like it's going to be used as the Sleep Sack, and it will probably let a Sleep Talk rip here. And Blissey's going to be the Dialga answer, and it will be able to get a Soft Boil up for free. Fire Blast is there, and oh, that Blissey is now in major danger, and you gotta... Oh man, the Fori is going to come in, and the Dialga is still asleep, so Darkrai can't actually really do anything here. However, if it is sub Darkrai, then that is one way you could be in a lot of trouble here. If you have Explode, you better use it now. You cannot give Byron a chance to pull anything crazy with this Darkrai. Focus Blast is here, gonna take out the 4-8. Ho-Oh might be able... Actually, no, Ho-Oh won't live this, but Dialga's gonna need a good roll here. Actually doesn't kill, but Ho-Oh is so specially bulky that it might be able to live this +4 Dark Pulse. No, it's not going to. Yeah, nothing's really surviving that. Byron's going to win this game 1, so... The Strap, he might have let that get away from him near the end. I think after you spun, I think what he needed to do was to go into Ho-Oh immediately. I think, and then at that point, you know, the Darkrai's got probably sub up, or go into Dialga right away. But I get why the Strap kind of let that get away from him or didn't do that, because of one, if the Darkrai had sub, then you're gonna have a really awkward situation that you gotta try to play around, and then, like, you know, flinch axes, yada yada. But I don't think Fori would have been the ideal solution there. That is probably, but yeah, that is one of those times where Fori wishes it ran Explosion, but you know, it does sometimes have 4 move slot syndrome. But yeah, that's the game we play, and good on Byron finding that one out that he had. But to be fair, the Strap also kind of got a little bit unlucky with the Sleep Talk roll, because if you get either Dragon Pulse, or sorry, Draco Meteor or Fire Blast, you're in a fantastic spot. That Darkrai is not living at that point. But regardless though, this is a best of 3. We still got a lot of gaming to go through. So we got game 2 here. Dialga lead into a Deoxys Speed lead. Deoxys Speed probably just get layers up. Dialga just try to break the sash here, so don't forget pressure is gonna drain a lot out, and takes advantage of the DOS, trying to greed for, you know, some extra layers to get his own rocks up. So Dialga's done its job for now, but Kyogre going to threaten a huge water spell, Ice Beam perhaps, but Hydro Pump's there into the Giratina, and Giratina will be able to threaten a Thunder here. And gonna do a significant amount. Giratina's gonna go down, but it will have chipped the Kyogre. This could be double weather with Kyogre plus Groudon, but that might not be a case either. Tyranitar's gonna be sent out on Byron's end. Gonna friend a superpower, but Draco Meteor going to do a decent amount, but not enough. But Aura Sphere will get the job done. Aura Sphere is ran on Dialga lead sometimes because T-Tar lead is semi-common in Ubers. And Draco Meteor's there, not gonna do enough, but it is gonna get T-Waved on the way out. But it does have a Lumber, usually it's for lead Darkrai, nothing too crazy here. Kyogre will go down, so Dialga's getting a ton of mileage right now, and Giratina should get an EQ there. And Draco's still doing 35% here, and Bronzong is gonna be the Giratina altered check here. It could friend a Wisp or Toxic, but Palkia is going to show up. Don't forget. Hypnosis misses there. The Strap's gonna have to explode here. It usually lives Hydro Pump, and there's the explosion. Palkia's taken out. That is a huge breaker on Byron's end dealt with. And that is looking to be a Scarf Jirachi. You know what they say, if there's a Rachi, there's a way. No Thunder. Hacks. Iron Heads again. Gets the flinch. That's one flinch. You're gonna have to get a lot more than that. If you're gonna come back from this as Byron. Kyogre's gonna show up here. You're gonna need at least 3 more, like 2-3 more of these. Iron Heads again. Nope. Surf's gonna do a significant amount. If that is a Scarf Kyogre, then Giratina is also just gonna take way too much. No crit there. It's on 4%, and now what do you do? And there's the Tyranitar. The Strap is going to win this game too because of Sand Chip. And yeah, nicely played from the Strap, being able to get a ton of mileage out of that lead Dialga. It got rocks up, took care of the Deoxys. It was able to, you know, beat down that Kyogre pretty convincingly. I think if you're Byron, I think T-waving that Dialga was a mistake. You need to take the damage that you can get, because again, I think most people know that lead Dialga usually has to run Lumberry anyways because of lead Darkrai, so that, you know, you're not so raw into that. Yeah, like I think because if you go, I think if you go back to, I want to say on turn 8, on that Draco, like if you just keep Ice Beaming, and whatnot, right, like that Dialga is gonna be much more weakened, and then on top of that, Giratina Origin would be able to nab a KO there, or at least should be able to come much closer to nabbing a KO, maybe whether that's with Draco or with EQ. But you know, that's the game we play. Obviously, you could say that, oh hey, he could have banked on Draco misses, which is also fair, but it is tied 1-1. Both players with their tournament lives on the line here. So we got game 3 here. Let's jump right in. Darkrai lead into a Deoxys attack lead. And Dark Void misses there. That is a Scarf Darkrai. And just got a Signal Beam there. And boom, that Darkrai is just out of the picture now. And that is a terrible outcome if you are Byron, because if you sleep that Deoxys, you pop its Focus Sash, you can at least try to, and then you could bring Fori out to get your T-Spikes up. But now this Deoxys could be a huge threat. Like, it could just let Thunder pop. Yeah, there's the Thunder, there's the payback, but now this Fori's at risk of being 2-hit KO'd here. Yeah, and then you'll land 2 Thunders in a row, but Dialga is gonna come in, and that's a Scarf Dialga. It will at least get rid of the Deoxys attack, but man, what a terrible start if you're Byron. You better have rocks with this Groudon, otherwise I would... Oh, protects here. Not really what you want to see. Mewtwo is the Latios answer. Alright. I mean, sure, and it's gonna live for now, but Darkrai's gonna come in here. Usually it will live a special attack invested Aura Sphere. Dialga's gonna be the Sleep Sack here. Byron also knows that. Instead, it's gonna eat a Dark Pulse. We don't know what's the follow-up going to be. There's the Fire Blast. Byron trying to mid-ground cover the Bronzong, but not gonna happen. This Groudon's gonna take a huge Draco Meteor to the face, and not even gonna try to protect there to play for PP or like play for hacks. Instead, Mewtwo's gonna come in here, probably trying to go all in, and oh, it is shown to be Light Screen, and that is a Scarf Darkrai. Darkrai is gonna be on a timer. Oh no, it's not. So that is just a really slow stall 2, which is actually not unheard of in Ubers, if you're wondering why the Mewtwo's slower. Your stall 2 usually runs like Whisk Taunt, and then like I think it's like Aura Sphere last move, but Light Screen can be seen sometimes as demonstrated here. Latias Calm Minding up, could be carrying Hidden Power Fire, we don't know for sure. Bronzong going to just pay back here, not gonna do a whole lot. Do you let the Draco rip? Nope, just got Fire Blast again, which now this Latios is just gonna be able to let a KO rip. No, just got Memento here, gotta take advantage of the Scarf Dialga. And Fire Blast is here, no burn hacks, so that might be a double dance Groudon, and if it is, this game is as good as done. Groudon's going to probably KO just about everything in sight. Dragon Claw here, going to take care of Latias. Gonna do more than 55. And that's the series. So the Strap is gonna win this series 2-1. Byron's gonna be sent home. Thanks for playing, Byron. Had a fantastic run. And the Strap is gonna live to see another day. Takeaways from this series is that, one, that Dark Void miss was just unfortunate, because if you get that and then let's say you get the T-Spikes off, it's like you could do some work with Protect Groudon, you know, like the synergies right there, and then, you know, Mewtwo could be super annoying. There was just so much, but obviously you still have the Bronzong that you'd have to deal with, and then, you know, rocks and whatnot, that's a bit of a factor. And you know, that Darkrai being out of the picture also made Latios that much harder to play around. Like, yes, you have Scarf Dialga and presumably Scarf Darkrai, which actually, yeah, Dark Void went first, so yeah, it was Scarf Darkrai. Right, and then that Deoxys attack probably got the most value on the lead slot that I've ever seen in a game without, you know, setting a spike down. Which is like, you know, I mean, it worked out, and like the Thunders, landing 2 Thunders in a row, I don't know, it's like mathematically luckier, like just marginally, but like, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, but we still got 2 more series to cover. So, second series of the day, we got Strange Name versus DKM. So Strange Name got sent down by Dave, or Stone Cold as you may know him. And then DKM got sent down by High Lord. So, you know, both very strong players that sent these 2 down to the loser's bracket, and now they both have to immediately fight for their tournament lives. Strange Name, I mean, he's got the experience on DKM, but DKM, he's not bad himself. Not a guy you want to count out at all by any stretch of the imagination, but let's jump right in. So we got Fori lead into a Kyogre lead. So this is actually interesting for a couple reasons. One, Fori could, if this is Focus Sash Fori, which is a bit of a new thing that we've been seeing, Fori could actually explode on this Kyogre, get rid of it, and then send Groudon out to immediately make it Sun Weather for the rest of the game. So that's one way this game could play out. The other thing I would probably say is that either way, like, not a great lead matchup for Fori if it's not Sash, like if it's any other item. But yeah, I mean, if you're seeing lead Fori, could indicate stall, could indicate Sun offense. But Ludicolo going to show up here, and oh man, talk about a great Kyogre answer here. There's the Rain Dish. I think we actually saw this before. And Tyranitar's gonna come in, and oh, that's a rough Leech Seed miss, because that T-Tar's now gonna do a bazillion damage. So no, it's Rain Stall. Goes to show you how versatile leads are, and that I clearly do not know what I'm doing. Anyways, so T-Tar's got Pursuit there. That is a CB Tar, and that Ludicolo is gonna be able to recover a ton of health, even with Pursuit being a bit of a headache. And usually this is like, you know, Ice Beam. Oh, gotta get the sub up instead. And sub is going to at least ensure this Ludicolo can milk its value even longer. And the thing is, DKM's kind of in a catch-22. You can't send Kyogre out. And then you really, like, because if you send Kyogre out, Rain Dish is gonna kick in, and then now this Ludicolo just becomes like even harder to kill. This tells me that DKM's team might just be really slow. Oh, okay, DKM finally finds an opportunity to get a Ludicolo in the game, and yeah, this is the exact reason why I think DKM didn't want to send Giratina in right away, because of Sand Chip. And then you can kind of see the whole damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario, and finally, Strange Name just got sacked the Fortress, because now Fori's done its job. It's got the T-Spikes up, unless DKM has, you know, whatchamacallit, unless he has like a Quillfish in the back, which might not be, which I wouldn't bet on it, is all I will say. And nice double Leech Seed there from Strange Name, and now this Ludicolo just looking immense right now, just getting massive value. Crunch is here, and yeah, just like that, the Tyranitar's out, and Giratina gonna threaten a Draco once more, and there's the Bronzong. Bronzong probably gonna get rocks up. And that Bronzong, it is lefties, and DKM's gonna send his own Bronzong in, and then, yeah, this is the problem that Bronzong always runs into. It's just so passive, invites in so much, like this Kyogre that we're seeing in here, and oh, actually, does not kill. That's a Scarf Ogre. But Dialga's gonna come in here, and it will be able to trade with whatever tries to get a jump on. And there's Draco. And oh, it is Bulk Up. This is either sub Bulk Up Dialga, or this is rest Bulk Up Dialga. Either way, DKM is not in a great spot, not in a great place. Oh, it is Rest Talk. Dragon Pulse is there, not doing quite enough. And now yeah, I mean, if he can get a crit here, he might be able to get out of this. Rest is here. Don't forget. Oh, that might be a Scarf Dialga. And yeah, Strange Name just comfortable resting again, because he only has to dodge 5 potential crits. There's another Bulk Up. I mean, if he draws a Outrage or Dragon Claw, you're gold. You know, like if you're DKM, now you gotta dodge another crit. Down to 2. I think if Dialga gets a crit here, Strange Name can take 1, give or take. So yeah, 1 more crit to dodge. And nope. So that Dialga... Yeah, and you want to rest again anyway, so that you could take Latias comfortably. And then Dialga's gonna come in. Or sorry, Dialga's gonna rest up. And if you are Strange Name, you're feeling great here. I'd be feeling pretty good too. And yeah, he has surprisingly not gotten any attacks to roll, which is a bit of a shock. And oh, playing with fire here. Oh man, and then now he has to like exit out, but Ludicolo can still be extremely annoying, especially with rain looking to be the main weather condition for the rest of the game. No crit there. So yeah, more crit chances avoided for the time being. But you gotta be really careful here. There's the Protect, and that Kyogre is now out of commission. And you can't Protect again. So, gotta have to go into Bronzong here. Probably gotta eat a Thunder. But, oh, or not. I don't know. If I was DKM, I probably would have just Thundered there. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just... I would have Thundered first, honestly, because, like... So, there's a couple reasons why I think this turn 36 might have been a misplay, or at least debatably one. Is, for starters, I mean, if you're DKM, you know that Strange Name can't like, you know, stay in here. Like, staying in would be borderline suicide. I don't know, maybe the calc set that Thunder didn't KO, but either way, I mean, if you're Strange Name, like, you want to keep this thing healthy enough where you could PP stall the Latias, you could like try to annoy it, try to get as much health back as possible. That's what Strange Name wants to be doing, right? So I think if you're DKM here, you Thunder twice, right? That's probably what I would do, and then you would be able to beat the Bronzong down much more, and then the Dialga would also be under a lot of duress. But instead we're gonna see an Outrage here. There's another payback. So this Bronzong has gotten a ton of mileage and is now forcing Giratina to effectively be dead. And there's a Shell Sneak, so that might be a fast Giratina on Strange Name's end, and Latias is going to come in, going to probably threaten. Oh! Gets a huge crit there. That might have mattered, but it may or may not have mattered for a couple reasons. One, that Latias, if it gets, you know, if it gets a Draco off, KOs a Giratina, and if it is Recover, then, you know, DKM's actually in a much better spot. And then Ludicolo obviously could do its whole Leech Seed thing, could stall things out, but, like, you know, you also got to bank on Draco not landing and whatnot, and then obviously you have, you know, your own Dialga that's in a really bad spot. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. And Strange Name got a little bit unlucky with the Dialga just kind of being in that state. And now Ludicolo, you Protect once, and then what's gonna happen is that he's just gonna Leech Seed this, and then you just gotta hope that DKM doesn't crit you like, multiple times. And wow, right as I say that, like, jeez. Yeah, I guess that kind of evens it out a little bit, but luckily no crit here, and Dialga now is gonna be able to rest comfortably, and is down to 2, so there's one more crit window. Rest is here. I think a Draco crit could also steal it. Nope, not gonna happen. So it is officially PP. And yeah, so Strange Name's gotta take game 1. DKM forfeiting, knowing that, look, the game's basically over. So Yes, good bring from Strange Name, you know, Ludicolo rain semi-stall or like rain stall, and then being able to, you know, get a ton of mileage out of Ludicolo, and then I think DKM just got a little bit too scared with the pursuit, played it a little bit too conservatively. I would probably just let those crunches pop off, like, you know, just click the big crunch instead of pursuit. So yeah, I think DKM could have gotten a lot more mileage out of T-Tar. He did get a little bit unlucky with the Latias going down that early, or to a Shalcony crit, because who knows what the rest of DKM's set was. But that's the game we play on. Strange Name is on match point. So let's go right into this. So we got game 2 here, Deoxys speed into Tyranitar. Tyranitar's probably just gonna click payback or crunch. Spikes are gonna be up. DOS, Deoxys speed, that was probably Scarf Deoxys, gonna go down. And Kyogre, gonna get rid of the Sash at the very least. And Rocks will go up, so T-Tar's done its job, and it's gonna be used as a sack fodder later. A nice Ice Beam there from DKM. But a Thunder is going to force it out for the time being, and Bronzong going to take 33%. Not bad damage by any stretch of the imagination, and Groudon's going to show up on Strange Name's end. So we got a nice double weather action going here. Probably has a Palkia in the back too, because actually no, Latias can deal with Kyogre just okay. And there's a sub. Is it faster? Yep, Groudon's faster, so it's going to do over 50%. To this Kyogre, and Kyogre's got break of Ice Beam. If you're Strange Name, you could consider subbing one more time, but yeah, didn't want to risk being out of range to KO the Kyogre. But if you got that, then that game would Strange Name would have been super far ahead. But he's still in a great spot, and there's his Jirachi probably indicating Scarf. There's the Iron Head. That normally does not instant KO, but it would have forced a 2-hit KO. Bronzong's gonna come in here. I don't know if you're DKM, I probably would have just went hard Bronzong right away, but alas, that did not happen, and Groudon can now safely set a sub up on this Bronzong. EQ's there. Is it sub free attacks, or is it sub SD? There's the sub SD, so it's probably just got Dragon Claw on this Bronzong, and then just brute force its way past it. If I was DKM, I probably would have exploded here, but EQs once more. I think if you're going to explode, you better do it now. Okay, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, this is the problem. You can just, yeah, get one more sub up. Maybe DKM doesn't have explosion. I mean, that's also possible, but yeah, I don't know. You need to explode, dude. Please just explode, or not, sure. And that Bronzong's gonna go down. First time ever seeing a Groudon just beat a Bronzong down with no fire move, and Dragon Pulse is gonna take care of that. So wasn't gonna last for long, but Kyogre will be able to threaten a Thunder Wave perhaps. And Giratina Origin is gonna show up here, and oh, there's a CM, so Thunder's not gonna do nearly as much as you would think, and Outrage gonna do 51%, but that Giratina's gonna instantly go down. Yeah, Dialga's gonna come in. That's a Scarf Dialga perhaps, but no, Thunder's there, so doesn't tell us if it's faster or slower, but Latias might be faster. If it's Scarfed or Choice Locked, then oh, nice recover there, and now this Latias gonna be able to let another Thunder pop off on this Kyogre, and now Dialga could friend a KO here, but Draco Meteor may or may not do it. Rayquaza is gonna show up here, and that's gonna be sacrificed, interestingly enough. And that is a Scarf Dialga perhaps. Yup. And now it's gotten a huge drop, and that Draco Meteor is gonna do it, and Strange Name is gonna take this series 2-0, so a very nice display from Strange Name in this game too. DKM had some opportunities, couldn't quite fully capitalize on them. Letting the Latias kind of get Iron Headed, I think was just kind of hard to defend, because like if that Jirachi's coming in like after, you know, the Groudon goes down, it's like, okay, it's obviously gonna show itself to be, you know, Scarf Rachi, and you really should not be giving Jirachi a chance to just do that. Like, yeah, that's where you needed to go Bronzong, I think. And then I think DKM also could have tried to explode on a possible sub attempt, try to deny it, and then that way you could try to get Rayquaza into the game. You know, like there's so many ways you could. I think DKM could have gone about this, so it felt like he had some missed opportunities to perhaps give himself a better shot at, you know, winning this game. But Strangeman's gonna move on, and DKM, you had a good run. Thank you for playing. And yeah. So we got Series 3 of the day. We got Splendid Silver Star, going by Where's BKC's new video, and A-Wolf, aka Nico C6R5. So, you know, this is a very good matchup. Love to see it. A-Wolf has been doing fantastic. Probably a top 3 DPP, or like just a top 3 old-gens Ubers player. In general, yeah, just getting some water. And we are like 30 minutes in, so, you know, not bad. Could be long enough for an episode of the Mentalist. Yeah, that's a show I've been watching lately. Good show. But anyways, enough said though. Let's jump right in. Giratina Origin into a Tyranitar lead. If you're Splendid Silver Star, you hate to see this because either A, Tyranitar could, you know, just Pursuit Trap you, click Pursuit, or either way, it's gonna get some value out of this. Your best option here is probably to punch through this thing with Outrage, that, or EQ. EQ into Outrage, that's one way you can also go about it, but yep, there's the EQ there, and just gotta get payback there. I'm not sure if that crit actually mattered. It might not have. So A-Wolf's gotta get some value out of that T-Tar, and Latios is gonna be the Kyogre answer, and Kyogre with Calm Mind got friend at Ice Beam, but A-Wolf does not care, just needs to get that Thunder off, and so do just giving Latios the necessary bulk to kind of stand up against this Kyogre. So Silver Star not in a great spot right now, as it's just getting punched down by this Latios, and Bronzong's gonna come in here, and Silver Star gonna take advantage of that, getting rocks up. So nice play from him, and Stealth Rocks is gonna show up on the Zong. Paybacks once more, and we got a lot of payback on payback action here. If you're Silver Star, I probably anticipate a Tyranitar in the back perhaps, but A-Wolf's own T-Tar's gonna show up. It might be faster, might be slower, we don't know for sure. And Dialga's gonna come in, and those water moves not gonna hurt nearly as much. Only doing 18%, so that is a Spadef Dialga, and A-Wolf probably gonna threaten a Thunder here perhaps, or Draco. No, it's gonna show Bulk Up instead. It could sub Bulk Up on this Kyogre. That is another angle that could happen. But no, just got Outrage instead. So yeah, just go for it, man. And Will-O-Wisp there, that's going to temporarily stop the bleeding for now. But don't forget, this Dialga probably is rest. And what's Silver Star going to do here? I mean, if it's like offensive Dialga, yep, that's going to do a lot there. And then it'll probably get confused now. And now you're going to need Confuse hacks to prevent it from being able to rest up. And oh, it's got hurt itself instead. And that Kyogre is actually faster. So that Dialga not going to be a factor for the rest of this game. And Latios going to be able to let a Thunder pop off here. And Thunder is going to do the job. But that Dialga, we don't know if it's faster or slower. But Quillfish is going to show up. Instead, probably just going to let a Waterfall rip. And only going to do 20% to Kyogre. And Silver Star could explode here. And we'll do exactly that. And now it's Kyogre and Dialga versus the world. The question is that Scarf or... Oh no, it's probably not Scarf, unfortunately. That might be Offensive Trick Room Dialga. And now Dialga is going to need probably a Draco Mist and enough turns to actually, you know, get the job done here. And gets exactly what he's looking for. Going to just let a Thunder settle instead. And that Tyranitar, we don't know if it's Custap or not. But no, it's just faster. It's probably 243 T-Tar, and that is going to take care of things, and A-Wolf will win this game 1. So, yeah, that was probably just a 243 Tyranitar into a offensive OTR Dialga or something like that. Something along those lines. But, yeah, that Latios just got way too much mileage. In this matchup, like being able to beat down that Bronzong pretty comfortably. Like it was hard to say if A-Wolf really got any turns wrong. Like paybacking on the Giratina was, yeah, you always Let's go do that. And then Silver Star, I could totally get staying in with Guillotine because you don't want risking a pursuit and getting nothing out of it. So I kind of get that. I don't know if that crit necessarily mattered. It may have, it might not have, but you know, it's a best of 3. But we got more gaming though, and we got game 2 here between A-Wolf on match point now and Splendid Silver Star. So we got Deoxys speed into a Rayquaza lead. Rayquaza probably just got Draco here into an E-speed sequence, and no, just got Outrage instead. So Deoxys will be able to at least get spikes up. So question is, how's it going to handle this Rayquaza? Is it Lum Rayquaza? No, that's just a really bulky Rayquaza. It hurts itself. And Bronzong will be able to get rocks up at the very least, and Wobbuffet could now either opt to encore this and gotta try to use this as setup fodder. And question is, there's usually a Ray in the back, but that might not be a case here. There's the Ray. There's the Stealth Rocks. What's the Ray gonna do? It is Kyogre. Don't forget Airlock is active. Just got SD up here. Outrage is gonna do a bazillion damage, if applicable. But just gonna opt to E-Speed there. E-Speed going to get rid of that Kyogre for now. And Aqua Tail's here, not gonna quite kill, but Bronzong will explode, or not. And E-Speed's actually gonna take care of that, and this is a great time for A-Wolf to try to get like a Dialga in, but Groudon's gonna come in here as the Trick Room Abuser. And E-Speed's still gonna do a ton to this Groudon, as it'll probably take out with Dragon Claw, and it will do exactly that. And now, this Wobbuffet could actually set up a huge, could trap it. Encore's here, so taking advantage of Trick Room. And now it's going to be able to counter and just get rid of this Groudon with ease. Now what is A-Wolf's remaining assets here? And it's a Tyranitar. Tyranitar will at least be able to crunch on this thing. But the Scarf Jirachi, if that's what it is on Silver Star's end, or Groudon for that matter, is going to be a huge problem now. Rock Polish is here. Crunch is going to do 53%, so that's a CB tar. And EQ's there. Is it Rock Polish pre-attacks? It might be. And A-Wolf just got forfeit there, opting to not reveal his last. And yeah, so Silver Star's going to tie this thing up 1-1. Looking at this, so you got Groudon, you got Jirachi, and then what do you got for that third slot there? That third slot, or sorry, not that first slot, but that last slot could have been a heal. I mean, that Jirachi's probably a healing wisher. There's a couple directions I think you could go with this. It could probably just be another steal like Dialga that could like trade with it. You know, kind of be a general sponge. And then on A-Wolf's end, that last I expect it to. It could be anything. Could be a, you know, could be a Mewtwo for all I know. But there's a ton of lasts you could do here, but I'm not gonna speculate too much. Instead, we got game 3. So game 3 here. Both players at risk of being eliminated, and would be a shame to see either player go out this late, especially when you're almost at top 8. You're almost, you know, a couple more rounds, and you're right there for the money. So we're gonna go right in. Tyranitar lead into a Groudon lead. Extremely favorable for A-Wolf. And just got Fling here instead. Got break the Sash. And Light Ball Fling Groudon, indicating perhaps a Sunstall on A-Wolf's end. So probably a 4E Groudon. Oh, there's the 4E. I would expect there to be a Giratina of sorts. And 4E's got to be able to get Toxic Spikes up easily. But just got off the Rapid Spin here instead on this Kyogre. Kyogre's got a T-Wave here as kind of a catch-all. And nice Toxic there from A-Wolf. Question is there T-Spikes? But no, just go into Blissey now that A-Wolf know that it is safe enough to switch in on this Kyogre. Water Spout not going to be an issue against this. And no, it is Rest Kyogre, which is its own can of worms. But 4E's got to be able to come in here and just be able to sit on this comfortably. But the big thing is Rest Kyogre means that Blissey may not be the most reliable answer. And oh, getting full parrot there, not what A-Wolf wants to see. Garchomp's gonna show up though, and gonna get spikes up, so no T-Spikes perhaps, but Crest will stuff this Garchomp pretty comfortably. And oh, it's Scarf Crest. So that's actually really interesting for a couple reasons, because of the fact that one, crest with Scarf usually indicates that's probably Trick Crest, which is something you actually don't see super often, but that's one way you could kind of use it to cripple stuff like Bronzong or whatnot. Or like just slower mons in general, being able to cripple it with a Choice Scarf and then getting rid of that that Garchomp before it can actually do anything else. So nicely done from Avolf, but this Latios got friend a huge Draco on this Blissey. And yeah, was risking a possible crit chance there. Instead, gotta show Heal Block. So that is how Silver Star intends to get around this Blissey. So nice Heal Block there, temporarily stopping the Blissey from doing anything too crazy. And Groudon's gonna show right back up, and it will annoy whatever comes in. And Ho-Oh is gonna show up. Ho-Oh could get a sub up on just about anything right now, and this Ho-Oh is looking to put up big numbers here. There's the sub. Question is this physical sub Ho-Oh, which looks to be the case here, and now this Kyogre is under immense duress. Avolf could also fish for another, fish for another swap out, but instead just go Brave Bird again. But Ho-Oh can comfortably sit on this Bronzong all day, every day. And even with the reduced power in the rain, Sacred Fire can still annoy just about anything that comes in. But just go Roost here. Thunder will break the sub, but it's got to eat a ton from this Brave Bird. And Brave Bird's just got to flat out kill Latios instead. And these are the times where Ho-Oh is just an immense threat offensively. Like just the fact that it can just kind of sit on this and then just deal significant amounts of damage to just about Silver Star's entire team. Like T-Tar gets worn down, and you know, anybody who ever said, hey, let's free Ho-Oh, yeah, you wouldn't want that. Especially when it has real moves now. Which is something, funnily enough, I don't think it got it until, I want to say, either Heart Gold or Soul Silver or Platinum, when it got Brave Bird, which really saved its viability big time. Brave Bird's here, and you gotta be careful with Custap here. But nope, no need for that. Unlikely, was probably expected it to be something else. But Mewtwo's gonna show up here. Ice Beam will probably do enough to kill this Ho-Oh at this range. Or not, actually. Which is a bit of a surprise, but the Mewtwo's gonna get burned on the way out. So, that Ho-Oh putting in overtime, to put it simply. And Crest just going to actually Grass Knot. That is depressing damage. Yeah. You forget just how depressing Crest's offensive output is until you need to actually kill something that isn't, quad weak. And we see it right here, and the 4E will probably be able to get the spin off on this Kyogre. Kyogre on one turn of sleep, and oh, full paras. Yeah, that's gotta be frustrating if you're Avolf, but Groudon will temporarily undo that rain boost. And Rest is here. Is it faster? It might. Okay, yeah, no, it is slower because Groudon flinged a light ball earlier. But Groudon will be able to deal a significant amount to this Mewtwo regardless. And yeah, if you're Avolf, you gotta be feeling pretty good about this game 3. It's match point, and then this Mewtwo can't really out-recover the damage, even with lefties and whatnot. And yeah, you just got. Yeah, it's got like 5 attacks left, and trying to fish for a crit now, and not gonna get it. And if it has Lava Plume, then this game is as good as done. And nope, Silver Star does not even want to play that out, and Avolf is gonna win this series 2-1. So Avolf's fantastic losers bracket run is going to continue, and Splendid Silver Star is gonna be eliminated from this tournament. Thank you for playing. Silver Star, you did very good in this tour, and regardless, wow, almost 45 minutes. If you guys enjoyed these series, this triple header, then like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for top 8 action.